Hello
Dire
and
team
welcome
ban.
back to Dinosaur NZ's February Dota 2 tournament. My name is Mrs. Frisbee and I'm joined here by Smoko. Are you there, man?
Hello and welcome to round 2, guys. This is Night Gaming and Booty
10
Hunters.
seconds remaining.
Cool. Are you hearing me all good, man?
Both teams have won a game today and these still are best of ones.
Radiant team
Mrs.
ban.
Frisbee will be here with us shortly, I believe.
Ten seconds remaining. Five
Just sorting through
seconds
some early
remaining.
technical difficulties once more, but I'm sure that we'll be able to manage these much more efficiently than
Dire
last time.
team ban.
We do have a ban of Spectre and ban of OD. Quite interesting that Spectre ban first up. Super strong hero at the moment, of course, but Booty Hunters did opt to go for first pick after winning the coin toss.
Radiant
so maybe
team
this is
ban.
all part of their overarching strategy.
Yeah, really strange to see that Spectre ban first. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they really fear that hero for some reason. Maybe it's good against their lineup, not sure.
10
Maybe they
seconds
just don't want to have many
remaining.
globals.
I
And
mean-
the Faceless Void, pretty standard ban.
5 seconds
Yeah, I mean,
remaining.
Spectre has like such a good win rate at the moment, and it's just, I guess, has availability to
Dire
build in so many
team
different
pick.
ways, and it's just generally a scary hero. But we do see the Invoker first pick, so maybe
Radiant
they got a
team
strong
pick.
Invoker player on their team.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Invoker's still definitely really strong even after the nerf. And generally he gets banned pretty early on, but strange to see. Maybe Night Gaming were hoping that Booty Hunters weren't going to pick them first. They may have planned on getting it themselves.
What's your thoughts on the recent Invoker nerf there, Smoko?
10 seconds
I think
remaining.
that it definitely hurts Invoker a lot. Even after the other marginal nerfs he got
seconds
before that, I
remaining.
believe his base strength game was nerfed. And on top of that, the hero has 0 armor
Reserve
at the start of the game. But I think the hero is definitely still... He just offers so much, especially now that he can invoke level 1. It's just... I think he's definitely a good pick still, but he may still receive more nerfs as time goes on.
Oracle
Radiant
coming out.
team
I like
pick.
this hero, Oracle, to be honest, and I think in some situations, such a super strong hero too.
I think I do really like the Oracle pick, and I think it does stop a few hero. I mean, the hero isn't quite sort of as versatile as there was before, but definitely it does actually eliminate the
10
Darkseer
seconds
pick
remaining.
probability from Booty Hunters here. Maybe even thinking of
5
picking the
seconds
Darkseer up themselves
remaining.
at Night Gaming now that you can purge Iron Shell.
Juggernaut.
Dire team pick.
Interesting to see the Juggernaut pick. Could actually prove to be quite pretty nice with the Oracle Ultimate and the Healing Ward. Interesting one to think about, but I think Juggernaut
10
is just a safe
seconds
pick a lot of the time, and is good in very many situations. And I
5
think this
seconds
game, we'll see how it
remaining.
goes. Just need to see more of Booty Hunter's lineup and Night Gaming's lineup.
Yeah, I think
Reserve time.
Juggernaut, even from that first game that we cast, might end up being a bit of a staple through this tournament.
Yeah, I think last patch it was definitely the
Dire
Gyro that was
team
the stable hero here, but I think Juggernaut's definitely taken a bit more popularity now.
For sure, and a good pick from the Bane. I can imagine there'll be some Nightmare into Sunstrike setups.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, something like that. The Bane also providing a bit of lockdown
5
for
seconds
Juggernaut, and you
remaining.
can use the Fiend's Grip while he is spinning, so it does hold him in place for a while and can stop him from
Reserve
TPing,
time.
spin TPing. But we'll see really what the full force of this. A lot of teams are actually picking a Bane and a Mirana, doing a bit of a combo like that. But
It's a pretty old school
not sure if
combo.
we'll see it this game. It is, yeah. I've actually seen it a few times recently. I think Navi and I think CDAC as well were picking it just a few
Okay.
weeks ago, just to try it out.
It's pretty
Radiant
disgusting
team
when you can
ban.
pull it off.
It is a little bit filthy, yes.
But Juggernaut, to be honest, one of the better heroes about countering against it, just spinning and running away.
Yeah, definitely.
10 seconds remaining.
They do have a lot of catch up though on Booty Hunters with the Invoker and the Bane,
5 seconds
both being
remaining.
pretty good at chasing down the Juggernaut. But yeah, not exactly sure.
Reserve
Really,
time.
the Faceless Void was an interesting ban, and not sure. There's still a few heroes available.
And also Oracle being
Vengeful
able to
Spirit
debuff
actually,
Bane
yeah.
as well. That's a good point.
Yes,
Dire team
yes, you are
back.
correct about that. Definitely going to remove that Fiend Strip instantly with the Fortune's End.
Radiant team back.
The False Promise, sorry. Not exactly sure on the Enchantress ban.
I just think Enchantress is such a good offlaner at the
10
moment.
seconds remaining.
Especially if you put her in like an aggressive
yeah,
offlane, it's
just-
just real strong.
5 seconds remaining.
I think, yeah, it's just a good general ban. Whether or not it would have worked really well with them, not sure. Probably
Reserve
because Enchantress definitely offers a bit of push as well. So maybe they just wanted to get rid of that strong hero plus the push as well, which would have synergized well with the Juggernaut as we saw in Game 1.
Do you think with the bans from Night Gaming that they're looking to push this game a bit later? Because they have the Silencer ban, the Spur Breaker ban. They're trying to really avoid too much early game pressure.
I think you might be right.
Radiant team
It's
pick.
interesting that they just then banned the
Yeah.
Anti-Mage, which kind of goes against that in a way.
It just squashes my
but
theory.
maybe they're just... Yeah, I mean, the Oracle, banning Silencer against when you have an Oracle is a pretty solid ban. Obviously, Silencer's a pretty good counter to Oracle. But it's interesting to know and to consider what they might actually be wanting to
10
do here. They
seconds
probably will
remaining.
want to do some early aggression of their own. But yeah, it looks like they might want to try and
5
slow that down and
seconds
try and get
remaining.
control of the early game and maybe be a little bit conservative about it.
Dire team pick.
So they open up with the Puck against Invoker for the mid lane. That's where I'm guessing it'll go. I quite like Puck at the moment. I think Puck's in a nice place and is definitely making a comeback. I've seen in lots of pro games and stuff as well.
Yeah, I think Puck offers quite a lot. Even early game, he can be really aggressive,
10
and he offers a
seconds
silence early on
remaining.
as well. And he can, do things like
5
dodge
seconds
the
remaining.
Invoker Sunstrikes and all kinds of things like that. And he does offer. He can be very hard to kill, and he does
Reserve
offer a lot of
time.
damage. So I think right now he is pretty decent of a hero.
And I guess one of the heroes that can actually match up to Invoker in lane.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Invoker's pretty strong in the mid lane, and Puck is also very strong in the mid lane. Considerably, probably stronger than the Invoker, even when he has things like Chilling Touch and things like that. So I think he's pretty good.
I just think it'll be an interesting
Cold
matchup to
Snap,
keep
not
an eye
Chilling
on.
Touch. What am I thinking? Yeah, definitely would be a few things happening. Both really aggressive heroes, and both going to have a lot of action, especially when you have Bane rotating mid and things like that.
Radiant
as an
team
interesting point,
pick.
I was talking to one of my friends who plays a lot of Invoker, maybe about 5.5k, and he was saying that what the hero needs is they need to put in a sidebar that has the cooldowns of his Invoke spells, because he just says that the hero really needs it because you can't really keep track of all the different cooldowns for all your different spells.
Yeah, it's I suppose with a huge
10
amount of
seconds
experience on the hero,
remaining.
after a while you just know by nature what the
5
cooldowns are.
seconds
But
remaining.
for newer players, it might probably help out a lot because you'll be invoking all kinds of things, and you'll invoke
Reserve
Sunstrike, and
time.
it'll still have 10 seconds on cooldown, and you won't be able to land it, and things like this. It's a little bit less user friendly, but if they do put that in, I don't know, it could be definitely something to think about. Maybe try it out, see how it goes. But Title Hunter pick. They
I
actually
haven't
picked the
seen
Darkseer,
Darkseer
so
in a
that
long
was
time.
I do like. Yeah, I mean, there's no way Booty Hunters would have picked Darkseer this game, even especially after they picked the Tide Hunter. I mean, Oracle's just the best counter to Darkseer at the moment. But they do pick it for themselves, and I don't mind it, to be honest. I think it's Well, it depends on what the safe lane's going to be for booty hunters here.
I think it forces booty hunters into
but I think-
picking like a ranged safe lane. Or running the
10
invoker
seconds
safe
remaining.
Possibly,
lane.
yeah.
5 seconds.
We don't.
remaining.
I don't know when the last time I saw that was. But they could. You never know what they could do
Reserve
here. I've
time.
seen all kinds of interesting things this patch. But in terms of range carries, what do you reckon? Like people are picking these days. What would synergize well with this? I mean,
There we
there's
go,
the gyro,
mate.
the stable
Radiant
carry.
team ban.
So I think in terms of staple carries, he probably comes second to Juggernaut here. Juggernaut being definitely one of the most popular carries in the pub and pro meta, in the safe lane, and Gyro still being
seconds
really
remaining.
popular as well. Even now that he received nerfs to his missile.
5 seconds remaining.
I think booty hunters lineup at the moment is looking real scary, especially if they get a couple of levels. If
Reserve
they get any
time.
kind of advantage, the amount of teamfight potential they have is just like crazy.
Yeah, I really like the Bane and Gyro combo, and the Invoker Sunstrike with the Bane as well. I think the Bane and Gyro are just really strong early game heroes, particularly the Gyro. He's sort of, I've seen him played a bit now as sort of a little bit less static than he was before, so he'd definitely leave the lane a few times and make use of that
Dire
Rocket Barrage,
team
which is
back.
super strong early.
So on the side of Night
Actually,
Gaming here,
they do ban the Mirana, actually.
yeah, it's interesting, eh? On the side of Night Gaming, I feel
Radiant
like they
team
have
pick.
lots of AoE control with the Darkseer and Puck, and they should try find some like AoE damage to combo with that.
Yeah, I think you're right here. They do have some good AoE. They do need something to sort of add to that. You're right. Not really sure what it could be. It could be something like a Magnus or something like that. Probably not now that they've got these heroes.
10
They want to go for
seconds
something,
remaining.
some good hero in the support role that
5
can sort of achieve
seconds
that at this
remaining.
point.
I mean, like you could even run a Jungle Sand King. Oh, there we go. They got a life stealer.
Actually, they go Live Stealer.
Dire team pick.
I'd say there's a very greedy lineup from Night Gaming here.
Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a jungle life stealer for sure because they'll just chuck the Darkseer solo offlane.
Yeah. Not sure about that one. I definitely, I think Booty Hunters do have a well-rounded lineup here.
Yeah, totally.
And Chikuro is interesting. He'll probably be played in that position 4 role. Chikuro being not really popular, but definitely was pretty popular after the 6.86 came out. He was definitely in the offlane a lot. Alliance picking him many games just for Bulldog to run in the offlane.
Yesterday I saw.
But I think definitely now he's
Oh, yeah, just a quick note. Yesterday I saw Archon run a mid Jakiro, and it did not work very well for them. That's for sure.
No,
Prepare
I don't
for
believe
battle.
Jakiro is good. I think Jakiro really doesn't benefit from those levels as much as many other heroes do. Like for example, this game we have a Puck and an Invoker who really are level dependent, but they benefit so much more than something like a Jakiro. But anyway, I've got good luck, have fun.
Yeah, I'll take us through the Radiant team. On the Darkseer we do have Proxima, Knight on the Puck, Miko on the Life Stealer, Artifex on the Juggernaut, and Ophis on the Oracle.
And over in the Dire, we do have Lighters on Invoker. We have Blue Zero Dota playing the Gyro, Viston playing the Fishman, Fever's playing the Two-Headed Dragon, and we
30
have
seconds to battle.
the Black Hammer playing Bane Elemental. But in terms of lineups, I do favour the Booty Hunter lineup at this point, but we'll have to see how they execute this game. Early game looking pretty good for both teams though.
I think the role of the Darkseer
The
is going to be
battle
interesting in this game.
begins.
I know we've talked about it a bit, but just the amount of farm that you're able to get on early team fight items like a mech, or even like a pipe might be good in this game, for example. You know, these might be really crucial things to look out for.
Yeah, I think Pipe's actually fairly viable this game. Not normally that viable of an item, but I think this game it is certainly something they could think of, definitely against the Invoker and the G hero. But we'll see what he goes for. Definitely a mech needs to be had on someone. The mech's definitely an item you need when you have an Oracle on the team.
huge exchange blows being back and forth on the mid lane. Invoker probably losing out on that one as Puck just stood on the high ground. Invoker actually choosing to
Yes, and
level
actually
cold
Puck-
snap level 1.
Denied.
Yeah, interesting about that one. He's got second point in Wex here.
So it will be a cross Wex Invoker. As of I thought for all money this was going to be a Wex Exhort or a cross Exhort. I mean,
Yeah. Definitely when you'd be going for you'd definitely be going Exhort, I think, with a Bane just for that little combo, but obviously not really, maybe not considering that, or they're not maybe they might decide to go for that later on.
well, I don't think cross Wex is necessarily bad because you do have all that like
No, not at
tornado
all.
EMP setups for the team fights and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the common ways to play him. But just like we were mentioning with that little Bane combo, they're definitely not
Yeah.
looking towards that one, which is completely fine.
Well, I want to see some like 5-man tornado ice parts. I think.
Tornado ice parts, yeah.
So this Juggernaut's probably farming the best out of everyone at the moment, looking at the last hits. He's got 10 and 3 on the safe lane.
The wages of fear.
Yeah, actually, interesting to see that.
I think this Tidehunter didn't buy enough heals, because if this Tidehunter had more tangos, he'd be able to just run up and cast his Anchor Smash a lot more and maybe be able to pressure a little bit better.
Haste.
Yeah, you're right about that one. We actually have some boots coming in for Invoker here, so he's gonna be a little bit more mobile now. But Puck having a haste rune
Yeah, Puck's
probably
got
won't be
that
able to kill
bottle
him
as
though. We
well.
don't think he doesn't have quite the mana.
Jakiro's trying to zone the Darkseer back a little bit. But that's the thing with Darkseer, you can be zoned and still find that farm.
Yeah, and even now that he has that camp in the jungle there, he can definitely rotate down there. And he does have his Soul Ring though, just about finished up here, so he'll be okay as soon as he gets that.
He'll be entering spam
He'll be able
city.
to farm a lot better. He will be.
Bane's looking to wrap around on the mid lane, it looks. Oh no, maybe trying to find the lifestealer, but level 1 Bane, I don't know how much success he's going to have. He seems to be caught a bit out of position. Opus is attacking, the lifestealer's going to try running, but unfortunately he doesn't have open wounds yet, so there's no slow there coming through, and Bane should be able to just run this off.
No, but if,
Oh, the
if
Puck.
Oracle had
Oh, the Puck's
then,
rotating.
and he does actually have fortune.
What's this? A fascinating
Yeah, the Puck actually
substance.
just responded to that and rotated down the river and got a nice orb across the river.
Yeah, I do really like that. I think if the Oracle had used a much longer time on the fortune, then maybe it would have been a bit more of a less stressful kill. But they do get it in the end, and then Puck did play that well, I think.
Denied.
Radiant's middle
What
tower
kind
is
of
under
item build
attack.
do you expect the Invoker to go for this game? Now that we've seen he's going cross Wex.
Double damage.
Well, I think it's interesting because he does have a lot of he does have some standard builds he normally goes for, but when you're up against someone like a Puck, things like Yules, things like Orchid, you tend to see a lot more. Definitely this game he'd probably be getting himself a BKB at some point. Yeah, I think definitely something like the Orchid though, and maybe the
Dire's
Yules,
middle
something like that,
tower
just
is
to give him
under
those
attack.
stats and just to help him deal with the Puck, because someone has to get something like that against him. They do have some lockdown, but maybe that'd definitely secure more kills against him.
Yeah, well, I'm quite, you know, in this patch, I'm really used to seeing Invokers go for that Midas build. We'll see if that's the way that Midas wants to go here.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing that a lot as well. It is a pretty good way to go, but no idea what Elidas is thinking here, and he has many options available. Even, you know, especially when there's Puck here, your options are sort of really big in terms of items.
Swifter.
Gyro CSing pretty well here. Gyro and Invoker. Invoker actually doing really well mid here with 11 denies. Again, as opposed to the 1 deny from Puck.
That deny was actually the first last hit of the game as well, from Puck.
Ah, right. Oh, far out. There you go. But yeah, in the back of my mind, I've just got this life stealer, some roll, and just not sure really, and have no idea how he's going to go this game.
So Darkseer only sitting
I
on
don't know. He
2
does have
last
some
hits.
heroes. Yeah, he's having a rough time up there, but not as rough as Tidehunter, who only has 7 last hits here, and is actually in the dual lane with the Bane. We don't have
So
any ancient
Juggernaut
stacks
has his
just yet
ultimate
for
and he's
Tide.
looking to chase down Bane, looking through the jungle. Black Hammer might be caught
That's
out.
evading you.
The ultimate's going to be dropped straight away, and that should be an easy kill. Oh no! Not enough
actually
mana
denied
for the
himself.
spin.
Well played. Maybe Oracle may have been able to Purifying Flames in, but it's maybe
Yeah, or
maybe it might have been out of
Fortune's End or
range there,
anything.
unfortunately.
Or they could have just attacked them, to be honest. Like, Jug could have just attacked them and they
Yeah.
last hit or something like that. So a little bit of a misplay coming out there, but still
Dire's
good lane
middle
pressure to
tower
have.
is under
I think
attack.
so, yeah. Mid lane, looks like Puck's used his ult, but Puck could be in trouble here, and he
Yeah.
does end up going down.
So
Transformation.
both the Cold Snap and the EMP used there. I think maybe the EMP just draining all Puck's mana, so not enough mana to use the illusionary orb.
Radiant's
Yeah, and I
middle
think that's,
tower is under attack.
That's pretty
Radiant's
troublesome for the
structures
Puck
are
here.
fortified.
There's no way of getting that mana back.
Oh, Juggernaut
Radiant's middle tower
against
is under
3 heroes here. He's
attack.
going to drop the spin early and just try to run away. They are going to stay with him, no doubt. My pass is going to connect. Tidehunter's looking to chase his feet, but nah, they've called it. Oh, indecision. Bane still wants this. And now he's going to back off as well. And then meanwhile, all the heroes except... No, wait, is this all the heroes? Yeah. All the heroes from NG rotating in to
Radiant's
try
middle tower
counter
is
that
under
push.
attack.
Definitely went the way of booty hunters in that one. That all those rotations did. You're right. It's a lot of resources spent, and Gyro just still farming top, and he's pushing down. He's going to look to maybe do a bit of damage to this tower.
Yeah, nice. And especially this Tidehunter not having Ravage up online yet, I think it was quite wise of them to pull out of that.
Yeah, it's a disadvantage there running out dual lane. He's definitely a little bit behind Marisha, and Bane is still not level 3 just yet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so far looks like it is going the way of booty hunters in terms of CS. Maybe not. I mean, there is a bit of a gap in the middle. Juggernaut farming fairly well as well. Fairly even in terms of last hits, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the XP and net worth, there's really not much in this game.
Except for that mid lane, which is Invoker being very far ahead. Over 1k net worth ahead of the Puck. Just because of that kill he got earlier.
So who do you think's going to be...
I also really like the...
Yeah, what's the first objective that someone's going to look to push, do you reckon? I think that... Oh, there's only level 1
Well,
level
I think...
5.
Yeah, I think now that Invoker has earned, I really like that pickup on him. I think they could definitely look to get some kills now, and probably maybe even pressure mid or maybe even bots. But they need to take down Juggernaut, and he's pretty successful at not dying so far. But Tidehunter does have Ravage now, and they could look to use it. There's a few heroes down bot, and they could easily rotate bot or mid.
Regeneration.
I just think they need to get some levels on this Bane.
Yeah, they need to be able to. They need some more lockdowns. So they can take down this life stealer as well.
Dire's
He's
top
definitely in a
tower
bad
is
spot.
under
If they can
attack.
find him, they can take him down. He does have rage though, but they need to be able to take him down very quickly. Fairly static though at this point. Not much happening.
So the Gyro's gone for drums
Juggernaut.
first and a bit of a fighting build.
Yeah, I like the drums. It helps him farm faster as well. Just getting from area to area much quicker than normal. And he does have phase boots as well. But bottom here, Chikiro being pretty aggressive
Radiant's
in his
middle
positioning.
tower is under attack.
They definitely were pinging out before just to try and get maybe some rotations down here. And actually,
Oh, no.
really interesting play there by...
That was a combo and a half by mistake. Now Puck's going to jump in on the Tide Hunter, and Tide Hunter's going to slow down as well on the stream, so I'm not sure if Tide Hunter's forced to drop the Ravage, and he's just going to look to back off that. And that was a waste of Ravage, as well as an easy kill on Chikiro. But meanwhile at top lane, Oracle does go down to the Invoker. What a combo coming out from Juggernaut and Lifestealer, eh? With both those ults combined.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that, and you know we did miss that kill up top with the EMP and Cold Snap again being the spells chosen. Invoker down mid lane, it's really aggressive in Puck. I suppose he can, he does have Earn as well.
Yeah, I guess Invoker just really pressuring the advantage that he's got.
Yeah, they definitely need to, with their heroes, they need to make some stuff happen pretty soon. They do have a really good early game. And kills is one way to take advantage of it. Bane has level 4 now, so he does have 2 points in Nightmare. Could look to use it here if there's an Oracle out of position.
So Oracle's hit level 6 now, so we will start seeing some false promises coming through. Might be the difference in some of these fights. Actually, Ping's come out to the bot lane. Tidehunter's going to see these rotations and just back off.
Invoker, if he spots the Oracle, and he will get forced back here though. He definitely could have killed the Oracle there if he found him.
I guess maybe not enough vision, didn't want to push high ground.
Nah, exactly, and I'm just surprised this lifestealer has been fairly uncontested for farm
Radiant's
here, but they
top
do.
tower is
Problem with
under
the
attack.
lifestealer here is he's going to be he's going to have a lot of trouble getting this farm, especially when there's a Juggernaut in the jungle as well, trying to get farm as well. So I'm not sure how they're going to play this one, especially when they have a Bane and a Chikiro who can easily roam into his roam to the jungle and try and find him.
But in saying that, it hasn't happened so much yet, so Lifestealers have a reasonably easy time of this.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going the way there of him in
Radiant's
terms of
top
his
tower is
game
under
so far.
attack.
And maybe
Radiant's
some pings coming out
structures are
top lane
fortified.
here. Juggernaut, he's pinging a lot. I want some
Yeah, a couple
rotations.
of rotations there. Have they seen Invoker in the river? Oh, Juggernaut jumping forward. He's going to ult straight away. Straight away. And then Invoker's going to come in with the and the deafening blast. Chikiro with the lifted fire. He hasn't dropped the ice pipe yet. Puck's going to come in and lock down the Invoker and take him out.
Killing
Chikiro
spree.
is going to be taken out well. So what a good turn there. Well, it was one way, then it almost turned, and then went all the way back to the side of NG.
Yeah, I think they just didn't get out of there quick enough. That Juggernaut ultimate, you know, just getting him just on the edge of the range there, in the cast range, does actually get him in the end, which is
Dire's
pretty
top
surprising.
tower is under attack.
But it did work out well for him,
Dire's
and
structures are
Invoker
fortified.
maybe rotated at the wrong time.
Yeah, well, Invoker came in and got a huge combo off and almost took down 3 heroes, and then unfortunately just like they all lived on 100 health.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, but in saying that, there's a bit of a rotation up top again.
I don't have enough mana for spin, so they're going to puck silence. Oh no! Juggernaut's going to be able to TP out, but unfortunately the puck isn't so lucky and the puck will end up dropping down. Well, probably a misplay from Puck. Illusionary Orb was off cooldown, but not enough mana for that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think it definitely was best to let the puck die there. The Juggernaut is actually on a killing spree as well, and they had
Radiant's
to,
top
someone had to die
tower
there.
has
Obviously,
fallen.
there was just you couldn't get out of there. No blink on the puck as of yet. Looks like he could be farming that very soon though.
So we see a lot of skirmishing going up top, and Tidehunter's remain pretty static down this bottom lane. Almost got enough money for a blink dagger if that's what he wants to go.
I think definitely that's the way for him to go this game. He does actually have his full wand here. I really do think the blink is probably the item here. They just need to be able to start taking advantage of these heroes they have and just get some nice initiations.
And I think it enables so many good counter initiations for the puck as well.
Illusion.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's definitely what you need to go. And actually, Lifesteal getting his armlet now. Very soon, it seems.
As you see, Invoker a little bit out of position.
Invoker.
Invoker's casting, trying to get out of here, and everybody's chasing down Invoker. Nice one for the dancing is here. Invoker's not going to see the way out of that jungle.
Rest with me.
Interesting that he was in that position that he was. He definitely got caught out there.
Yeah, just those radiant wards coming in, eh?
It's unfortunate for
Dire's
him.
middle tower
Yeah,
is
that
under
ward
attack.
spot there is just one of the best
Radiant's
ward
bottom
spots.
tower is
It's
under
so
attack.
effective, and Invoker fell victim to that ward spot.
Yeah, we're talking about warding. Black Hammer does have 2 D wards in the inventory, so maybe we'll look to chuck them up around there. Because I think it was fairly obvious they did a vision of that Invoker.
Oh yeah, definitely. They might want to try and get that down there, and maybe even get themselves an aggressive ward so they can try and find Lifestealer while he's in the jungle there. But Lifestealer at the jungle stage might even be nearly over here. Now that he's got his armlet, he's ready to fight, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, eh?
Yeah, it might be still worth it though.
We're seeing a big group up
And
middle
Mate does
here.
have his level 6.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Might look to
fortified.
rotate bot though. Maybe try and just force down mid.
Yeah, well, I think that might be a trade here. Bot from middle. Puck and Darkseid are the 2 middle. I don't think they really want to try to defend that, especially with
Dire's
Tidehunter now
bottom
with the blink
tower
off
is
the
under
side.
attack. Radiant's
But
middle
Gunner will
take
tower
down
is
that
under
off-lane
attack.
tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They've got a bit of time here to try and defend maybe.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Straight through the ultimates coming out this side. Great ball shot from the Darkseid. No one's dropping the side of Bounty Hunter yet. And oh my god, the fight has split up so much. Oracle's going to take down the
Dire's
two
top
supports
tower
bailing
is
off
under
the side.
attack.
And Tidehunter did end up chasing down the Lifestealer. Now Oracle left out alone. The Sunstrike's going to miss, but will he die anyway? I would say that he probably should. See you later, Oracle.
And he does.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, that'll happen pretty quickly.
That was... Yeah. Definitely really well played though by the Tide on his positioning. He really did get into a nice spot so he can catch out as many heroes as possible, especially after the Juggernaut trying to teleport it in. And actually, could be an axe build here for the Juggernaut.
Yeah, not really what I was expecting this game, but maybe this Lifestealer is going okay, so they're going to leave the late game right click to the Lifestealer.
Where's my pension?
It's possible. I think the axe pickup's still okay. It kind of, yeah, it's questionable. But maybe there's something we don't know about this sort of strategy he's going for.
Well, I also think that in a
Maybe
team
hopefully
fight,
we'll see how it
in
really
a team
goes.
fight, there's so much AoE lockdown coming out from Booty Hunters that if he just drops his ult and spends as much time up in the air and avoiding these spells and dishing out damage, so I think that might be his plan.
I think that's actually a good way to think about it. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons. Probably one of the reasons why you ever go axe against AoE like that, especially that one that Booty Hunters have.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So both teams kind of grouping around this mid here. Hero actually dropping
Nice,
his
so
liquid
just,
fire.
hunting in the
Radiant's
puck
bottom
here.
tower is under attack.
Yes. Very interesting play. But they're
Well,
gonna get bot
Blink
tower
Dagger
here.
up on the puck, so
Radiant's bottom tower
it's
has
going to be an
fallen.
aggressive one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Definitely some nice initiation coming up for them now. Synergy does really well with the Darkseer wall as well. Just able to place that Dream Coil, place that Waning Rift.
So Orchid up now on Invoker. Pretty big pickup in the context of this match.
Yeah, it was most likely going to be the Orchid, and he does go for it in the end. But Puck later on could look to go for something like a BKB, just to counteract that. And it's a very common way to counteract the Orchid.
Yeah, I mean, but
Would he be
even
getting this just to use against the Oracle?
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think even the opportunity to silence an Oracle and just take out the Oracle at the start of the fight, I think that's pretty big.
Yeah, well, Silencer was banned in the draft, so it's one way to slow down the Oracle.
And do the side of Radiant know about this road down attempt? I don't think they do.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know. Juggernaut's pinging a lot in the mid lane here.
Is there smoke coming out?
Possibly they think maybe the.
Oh,
Well,
there
they
is a smoke
do.
on.
They do have vision. Yeah.
Ping City. There is a smoke on Oracle, and if they look to use it now, they're going to be too late.
Roshan has fallen to the
Oh, they
dungeon.
do use it anyway, so they're going to look to fight this. Booty Hunter's actually just backing off after taking Roshan. They're not looking to be aggressive straight off the bat, but they might actually try to catch someone out here and try to retake this little advantage that Booty Hunter's just gained.
Yeah. I think they might not be able to make use of this smoke, unfortunately for them. They do get a ward off. That's a nice ward, so maybe that's something to sort of justify that smoke.
I think they're going to look to push middle. Are they? Yeah, I think so. There is an Ags completed now on the jug, so
Looks like they are.
Dire's middle tower
I think
is
if
under
you've got an
attack.
Ags, probably just listen to
Dire's
it straight away.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, actually, another thing about the Ags is pretty good against the Boker as well, but we'll hold that.
There we go. Darkseer's diving for 3, he's going to vacuum them all in, but unfortunately not doing enough damage to get it. I can pick off the side, and Bane's been stripping up Juggernaut again, the spin, but it's too close to take damage. Juggernaut can turn around, like took down Lighters. Is he going to be able to do so? He's slipped up by the Bane, too much control around the Bane. Meanwhile, over to the other side, Oracle is going to drop, and Juggernaut is going to drop as well, so 3 died, dead for the side of NG. Puck might not be able to live as well. No, Puck is dead too. Lifesteal being the sole survivor of that battle. Once more, a crazy team fight that got split up and all over the show, and Booty Hunter's coming out on top this time.
Oh, that Puck, he just made us. I think he must have accidentally done something there, because he just had blink in time and he was just able to escape, but I think he may have accidentally dream coiled. So unfortunate for him.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, that
Pretty well played here by these guys. Good invoker positioning as well.
The Juggle was really not doing enough in that fight as well. We're talking about the
Radiant's
use of
middle
the
tower has
Ags,
fallen.
but in my mind, I figured that BKB is just such a good item this game, and like going Ags into BKB is a little bit silly. I think it's almost better to go like a damage item into BKB.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that one. I do think that Agus is justifiable this game as an item, but definitely the item builds here could be a little bit could be modified just a little bit.
Well, Juggernaut got an Ogre Club, so it's either BKB or SMY he's going into.
Or a Sergeant Yasha. I believe.
Here we go.
From what he's got, it's probably a Sergeant Yasha.
Out, and the Darkseer back and coming in straight away. He doesn't dangerous, like, he doesn't have dangerous. Neither does the Shakira. They're going to die, and Light is now on his own, looking to Tornado to get out of there. Ghost Walk, he should be okay, but that was really nice double pick off there.
Oh yeah, it was pretty unfortunate for them to run into that, but Invoker did Ghost Walk at the correct time, dodging that Fortune's End, just getting out of there.
Well, I think they just got caught out being overly aggressive with the creep wave.
Yeah, I think yeah, both teams are missing their tier 1s there, so I think you got to be real careful. Maybe some vision would help there. Maybe some jungle vision. Because Dire don't really have any jungle vision.
This Tidehunter sitting with a Perseverance on top of the Blink Dagger probably goes for that refresher.
Yeah, I think the enemy team would probably see that Perseverance for now. We're assuming it's not a Battle Fury here. We'll pretty much bet all of our money that it's definitely a refresher orb.
Yeah, that's some Dota 1 material.
I'll take that as
Exactly. Interesting smoke here. Good look to even Bane does have wards he could set up here. Probably going to set one on this cliff here. Actually, no.
I mean, Ravage is available.
There's
all
a
the
space
ultis are up
there.
for both teams, so there's a smoke coming in. They're looking to try get something from this. But they're not going to be able to find anyone aside of Booty Hunters.
And the smoke here by Knight Gaming. Lifestealer inside the puck.
It's going to be another caught up boot, catch up from Booty Hunters. I've seen Gyrocop there, fighting up from Danger, right away. Juggernaut's going to look right foot with the way too much damage, and that is going to pop as well. And slaughter for NG. They smoked up when they had the initiation, and down running so well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that Lifestealer died very quickly there. Even with the Aghanim's on the Juggernaut. It brought Gyro pretty low, and he did BKB for it, but I just think that the Invoker just offered so much there. He did actually use his Deputy Blast as well. Yeah, just better AoE in that situation. Ravage doing a lot as well.
Radiant's bottom
I mean,
tower is
also
under
Puck-
attack.
Yeah, I don't really know what. There must have been something going wrong there. I think, yeah, Puck and Lifestealer just jumped straight into the other team.
Radiant's
and then
bottom
just proceeded to
tower
get
has
wrecked,
fallen.
so that's the only way to describe it.
Radiant's
There we go.
bottom
Darkseid
tower
looking
is
for
under
the
attack.
5 man's action, the ball coming out as well. And he's going to get popped. I think it's going to be about the damage. Nico can just run through on the Titan. Shakira will take the mech up to the side. Bane goes down. Ice Path to keep people alive, but is it going to be enough? He's going to drop the Liquid Fire.
Dyer's
Will
top
catch up
tower
Puck as
is
well.
under attack.
Gyrocop there.
Radiant's bottom
Fall down
tower
to the
has
Juggle.
fallen.
And now Light is going to have to run out to the north there because the rest of his team is dying, and Tidehunter is on low, and he's going to back off too. So a 3v3, and unfortunately they couldn't quite defend that melee rack, so Booty Hunters should be reasonably okay.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was definitely a good use of the team fight they won. Actually, Tidehunter getting a Lotus Orb here. I don't mind that at all. Was not a Refresher Orb. That you may think initially, but it is a Lotus Orb. And that fight definitely would have helped him purchase that recipe there.
So what's
I like it though. It does let him tank up as well.
Well, there's not too many single target spells. I mean, Oracle has a few. What's the interaction with Omni Slash? Do you start Omni Slashing as well?
No, I don't think so.
That'd be amazing.
Because he's invulnerable to that duration, and then it would be interesting. But Lotus Orb is an interesting one. It kind of puts people out of position, and it kind of sort of forces people to be a little bit cautious when they attack. And but looking really like in depth at this game, there aren't a lot of things it can block. I mean, it can reflect Oracle's nukes, of course. But
Open wounds, probably.
yeah, it's just a good one to. It's just a good item to have in a lot of cases anyway, just to provide a lot more security. And you could even think about going something like Glimmercape this game as well. Pretty good item. Does sort of similar role with the Lotus Orb. The Lifestealer really needs to get his Desolator if he's going to offer much this next fight. He has not got a lot going for him at this point in terms of this fight.
He's so close to the
And
desolator,
actually, Lifesteal opting. He has gone for an interesting build here. I would say that this build would be good if Oracle was on the other team. But it's interesting that he's left the open wounds in 1 point. And definitely, actually, he's got a point in stats as well. I think it's a very sort of skew F build.
Radiant's top
Probably not really
tower
that bad.
is
I
under
don't.
attack.
He definitely needs more points in open wounds as soon as possible, though. If he's able to actually make more, sort of make more things happen in this team fight. That is about to happen top by the looks.
So we're quite interesting to see an Aether Lens on the Bane. I think that's a really good item.
Oh, it's definitely a great item to get.
There we go, Darkseid's coming with the wall, with the double attack. I don't think I have to turn around the red. And on top of the ice as well, he's still on Jarikup is taking quite a lot of damage through his BKB, and he's going to live after taking out Lifestealer. Darkseer's going to get away from there, and 2 down on the side of NG after their Darkseer engagement. Darkseer is playing so big with these engagements, he's got so many balls, but somehow they're not really paying off in all these fights.
So many
Radiant's
balls.
top tower
I really
is
like
under
that
attack.
initiation that Bounty Hunters did
Radiant's
there.
top tower
It looked
has
pretty
fallen.
bad at one point actually, but yeah, it was pretty interesting to see them come back from that, and they did. And I don't know, it's just it was pretty hard to follow that
Radiant's
fight there
top
actually.
tower is under attack.
So they're going to look to defend this. Artifact's chilling off to the side, Iron Shell on him. Gonna get guffed up a little bit, and he's gonna
Radiant's
run
top
away from
tower
this.
has fallen.
He's trying to fight the fight for as long as possible.
Radiant structures are
Side Booty
fortified.
Hunters don't want anything to do with this, and they're just going to look to take down the rack. There's Zero Dollar, right for full damage. He has actually picked up the butterfly, so they just picked up the dash. He's not picked up before. He's going to drop the Dollar, down, and he's actually out of mana now after the
Radiant's top
Mark
barracks
Drain.
has fallen.
All the way
Radiant's
out of this,
bottom
he's going to
barracks
be
has
very
fallen.
low. Nightgall with the...
Radiant's
same,
top
Knight,
barracks has
NG
fallen.
Knight with the illusionary orb, holding them off. They're actually going to rotate over mid now. Booty Hunter's doing a really good job. Tense moments here as this item
Radiant's middle tower has
moves
fallen.
down the tower middle and doing that looking to stop those. They're a little off the way, but here we go. That is shut down. Oh, Booty Hunter's lost the and they might just look to back up there. Light is actually going to turn on this in the back of the Nightmare onto Lifestealer. The Ice Path coming through. Unfortunately, Light has just
Lifestealer.
nightmared himself up, but it's not going to make any difference to
endless sleep.
the Lifestealer.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
It's
a war I have overlived.
Proxima's going to buy back.
Radiant's
Darkseer,
middle
but Is
barracks
it going to be
has
enough? They
fallen.
only have a range barracks left, and they're all looking to take it down. And it will fall. There's will be mega creeps.
Radiant's
shooting
middle
at the side of Booty
barracks
Hunters,
has
and this
fallen.
might
The
be
Dire
beginning of
now
the
have
end for
mega
NG.
creeps.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a lot of all of these engagements ever since that fight down bottom where both teams smoked. I think Bounty Hunters have been on top. I actually, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things we can say about this game, and we'll probably talk about that at the end, I guess. But
I think
yeah, they're going to try and desperately defend this.
yeah, Tidehunter's got the travels cross back into the base. Oh, double tornado, they don't do that. He might go down anyway. Douglas going to hold the base and run away.
Radiant's middle tower
You know,
has
despite
fallen.
that, the tower's going to drop down anyway. Right back on the main, he's going to boss back in. Just for the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tidehunter's going to be forced to blow the ultimate.
Gather round.
Ship taking the Tidehunter
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
get down the kill on Lifestealer.
Radiant's middle tower is fallen.
He's going to drop.
Radiant's ancient is under
It was
attack.
GG well played, called Proxima, and a good game it was.
Dire victory.
Yeah, good game. You know, I mean, we can suggest all the things that went wrong, but for me, it was definitely the lifestealer pick, the role of a lifestealer, and he only had. I think it was just that the build that he chose, which would have been, I think, it would have been acceptable against like someone like an Oracle, but they had the Oracle themselves, and I think the lifestealer just didn't pressure enough early game with the open wounds. He just didn't offer enough, and actually the Titan Hunter did not die in lane from memory much at all. Maybe once or maybe once, but I think they definitely lost that safe lane down there with the Juggernaut.
Yeah, I feel like
And,
the we talked about it a bit, but I don't think the Ags really did enough, and I think BKBs would have been a lot better in this game for NG.
Yeah, and I think it was definitely the item choice. It was the skill builds, and I think the mid lane just was convincingly won by the Invoker as well. Allowed him to snowball a bit. He got 9 kills, and they gave a lot of space to Gyro. A lot of times we just saw fights happening, and Gyro was just farming top by himself. So when that happens, it's a pretty bad sign. And
Well,
I think
from memory,
yeah.
a lot of the engagements, like NG had a lot of really good initiations. Like they'd get these 5-man vacuums into a dream coil or something, but then they'd just turn around and lose the fight because they didn't really have the damage, or they'd all jump in and then they'd all just be jumping straight into like a tornado, into ravage, into cooldown or something, you know?
Yeah, it definitely really goes back to like the laning stage where just Bounty Hunters had it a lot better, and they were able to actually get those items to allow them to sort of counter initiate. Like the Jakiro got a fairly quick mech despite him playing that position 4, and
that was a
you
big
know
item
actually
as well.
Bane getting some good items as well. Yeah, it definitely did a lot, especially against all this damage that these damage that NG had, especially with the Juggernaut ultimate as well. But yeah, I think it was just better laning stage for them, and really made a big difference in skill builds and item builds. Obviously, are making a difference too.
So that about wraps it
I
up.
think with Lifestealer guys, we want to, I think we want to max open wounds. Probably the way to go, unless you're against an Oracle.
Yeah, truly.
But anyway, yeah, that does wrap up the game.
Yeah, that'll be Booty Hunters taking out this best of 1 series against Night Gaming, it was, NG, and looking to move on forward into the semi-finals. My name has been Mrs. Frisbee, and I've been joined here by Smoko, and we hope you stick around, and we hope you're enjoying our coverage of today's tournament.
More games coming.